Hi, everybody.
Всем привет. Hello, everybody.
Uh, ACI 6, class 9.
Mm,
Start with motivation.
okay.
Close your eyes. Sit up straight. Watch your breathing. Make several inhales, exhales. Think about your life right now. What are your goals? We have maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 years of our life left. Maybe 50, some of us. At the end of this term, what you really want to accomplish. And dedicate every moment of this class to reach your highest potential, reach your highest goals, and help everybody else to do the same, using the ideas that you will hear here today. Go back to your breathing, open your eyes.
Uh, Ultimate goals. I thought it was interesting. If you speak English, I hope you're listening to Geshe Michael's classes that are available online. They're really good.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. Well, there's always some kind of, what do they call it in video games? An Easter egg, right? There's always something in there like, oh, okay, like I missed that the first time, or oh boy, isn't that particularly appropriate right now, even though he had the class 30 years ago. And how many people did were able to see Geshe Michael online or in? I don't think very many people here would have seen him in person in Mexico City 2 weeks ago. Were people anyway, I hope you were able to see that.
Kamala, you said something finish, like put a plus or something.
Well, you put a plus, right? Yeah. Well, I was wondering how we were going to do that. You're handling the technical stuff.
I am handling.
Um, so it was interesting because there he was talking about how he had 7 lifetimes left.
Mhm.
Uh,
No, he was not talking there. He was talking at the celebration of his event
okay,
happened
it
50 years ago.
yeah, it was in Mexico City, but yeah, you're right. It wasn't the Mexico City event. It wasn't the Five Houses event, was it?
It was after Mexico City. He was going online from the Rimrock place.
Isn't that where it was?
Uh-huh.
Was that?
Mhm.
Well, no, I thought he talked about it in Mexico City also. I thought he talked about. Was that all? Okay, boy.
We have too many dragon head here, people are telling you.
All right. Okay, Dragonhead. All right, Dragonhead. Okay. Yeah. All right. It feels like you're there, right? Like I'm getting him confused. Uh, so he said he had 7 lifetimes left, uh, and then he'd said he'd only had the direct perception of emptiness once, that
Mhm.
one time. He'd never had it again. What else did he say? A couple of,
Shamatha.
yeah, well,
Only that time I had my shamatha.
yeah, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, what's going on with that, right? it's like Lord Buddha. There were three turnings of the wheel, right? At first he says everything's self-existent in the first turning of the wheel. And then in the second turning of the wheel, he says, well, nothing exists. And then that bothered people. So there's a third turning of the wheel where he says, well, kind of, sort of.
He confused even more.
Yeah, right. And with the three turnings of the wheel, it wasn't like, he decided on August 2nd to stop the first turning of the wheel and start the second turning of the wheel. I mean, there were periods, but he would kind of jump back and forth. It's like being in a different school, right? Well, today I'm Abhidharma, tomorrow I'm Sutrist,
Mhm.
Uh, and uh,
Do you think we should explain it to people?
well, it's too late. We're already doing it. Because I think it was a little disturbing, frankly, if you heard that, oh, well, I've got.
Yeah, I was thinking he is at the very least 10th level Bodhisattva, but apparently he says he's Bhumi 1.
Well, and then, okay, but the reason why we can talk about it is if you listen to the Bodh Gaya teachings for ACI Course 6, Class 9, in it he says that, the whole purpose of the Vajrayana path is to become enlightened in one lifetime. And he said, if you haven't done that, he said, you've wasted your life. So then he's saying, okay, well, is that a realistic goal? Okay, well, there he is. He's saying, well, not only is it realistic, but you've ABCD, eat it up. if you if you if you haven't, which is interesting because frankly over the years I've heard him say,
this is why I put translators in front of you, that you would see that they are not
catching up
with you.
All right, so he's saying that you frankly effed it up if you don't.
What is effed it up?
You've messed up.
Oh, okay.
Capets. You've made a mess of it if you don't reach enlightenment on the Vajrayana path this lifetime. That's what it was all designed for. And so
do you want me to translate for you what you just said?
Yeah, you want to put it into English?
I'm translating from English to English. So if you were surprised what Geshe Michael was teaching you recently, especially if you had the class about him seeing emptiness directly 50 years ago, and if you have questions, maybe Geshe Michael is teaching you something.
Mm-hmm.
And what he is teaching is that there are different kinds of audience, and you should never mix these audiences because you will hurt them greatly if you do. If you mix.
There's the foundational teachings and the advanced teachings, and frankly, in the ACI courses, particularly this one was getting fairly close to his 3-year retreat. He would start dropping
more advanced stuff.
Yeah, bits and pieces of information about the higher path. And so, if you heard, well, Geshe Michael's got 7 lifetimes, and boy, that's a bummer because I was kind of hoping to be able to get out in 1 lifetime on the Vajrayana path. Just realize that there are,
different
turnings of the wheel for Geshe Michael also.
Yeah. And different context for foundational courses and for other courses.
Things change. Okay, so that's what. So motivation. I still think it's a valid motivation. In fact, I'm sure it's still a valid motivation too. be aiming to get enlightened in one lifetime.
Yeah, don't think if Geshe Michael told you that
If
just had it once, then you have to stop because
or if
that's it.
Geshe Michael has 7 lifetimes, so I have 7,000. Like, oh well, okay, I'm gonna take the day off now. I can rest. It's not a race.
The the thing is, if you play your cards, I mean the seeds that you have for this lifetime well, then Geshe Michael will come to you, maybe even personally, and tell you that I'm enlightened already.
Mm.
Maybe. Okay, so class 9. The last one was about cleaning, right?
We haven't gotten. Did you do the final prediction, or you did that one?
Yeah. We did the final prediction from the Buddha. So the last one, we were basically, the whole path is like we create something new that we want and we clean something that we don't want, right? And this is between cleaning and planting is the whole purifying and planting seeds is the whole path, right? And I was thinking that because in some of countries people are raised in this kind of toxic emotion of guilt.
Mm-hmm.
It is very important to tell you that you have to really decide what are the big seeds that you have to purify. You can easily understand what are those seeds because this is basically what you suffer from. And once you are done cleaning, you have to decide, that's it, I'm done. It's clean now, right? Geshe Michael had a problem with abortion. He said that it took him over 10 years to finally purify the seed. But if you work a little bit harder, I mean, I heard from Geshe Michael that it can take half a year to 1 year to purify abortion.
I think in Bulgaria, I think he said 6 months.
6 months to 1 year,
Yeah.
So just find whatever you think is the biggest, wanted to say sin, bad deed that you have done, and just focus on cleaning it. Your life will change, I mean, dramatically. And then work on your current issues, maybe health issues, like I constantly tend to have health issues in my life. Then I know that this is something that I need to purify. Maybe you have issues with money, debts, people are cheating on you. Maybe you are in a war conflict zone, and then anger is something to purify. But really focus on it. It will maybe get a little bit more difficult, but then the seed will wear out and your life will change completely. So how, where are we in the book? At this stage in the book, Subhuti starts to cry.
Thinking of Subhuti, that's a good example to compare to Geshe Michael saying, I've only had the direct perception of emptiness once, and I don't know of anybody else on the planet who's had it. It's like, well, okay, what was Subhuti, right? Was Subhuti a student just there asking questions or crying, or was he also an enlightened being? Same thing with Geshe Michael, right?
So why does he cry? Because at this point in the book, he realizes that basically he is getting the whole path, right? That Buddha Shakyamuni is basically teaching him step by step how to reach enlightenment.
Mhm.
And he starts to get really emotional here. Then they talk about how to name this teaching. Like it feels like a break, like there was pum 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 pum, and then Subhuti starts to cry, and there's like kind of like a break in the middle of the sutra. But then they talk about how to call this sutra. How should we call this teaching? Let's call it, what do you think? The Diamond Cutter Sutra? Nope. Let's call it the perfection of wisdom. And then we can have a first slide, please. So what is the perfection of wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good. Somebody's showing. Okay. So, and Chonei Lama also mentions that there are 4 kinds of perfection of wisdom, although only one of them is the actual perfection of wisdom. What are the 4? When we talk about perfection of wisdom, we mean, first of all, Ranshin Sherchin,
Rangshin Shershin.
which is natural perfection of wisdom. It's maybe you heard already, natural nirvana is same word, because it's about emptiness. It is the code word for another code word for emptiness, and it is called this way because never ever there was anything bad that would arise of this natural perfection of wisdom out of emptiness that would do anything involved with mental afflictions, right?
Yeah, there's nothing at all possible suffering from emptiness. All the suffering is coming from our own mental projections onto that emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. Which is why you can stop it, because your mind is creating it. There's nothing in the outside world that has the nature of suffering until your mind makes it that way.
Mm-hmm. And also, when we talk about natural perfection of wisdom or emptiness, it is just a reminder, it is negative, meaning it's not that something is there, it's absence, it's uncaused, and it is unchanging, those 3 qualities. And anybody who had the experience of perceiving this high reality never had any bad thought related to the experience as a result of it.
It, you were talking earlier about sin,
Mm-hmm.
and Buddhists don't use the term sin.
Mm-hmm.
But what they would do, there's this Christian idea of original sin, that we were born with sin.
Mm-hmm.
The Buddhist version of that would be original ignorance. And it goes back to beginningless time. The idea that since your mind has existed since beginningless time, and that in all of that time, it has been mistaken. It has been inflicted with ignorance, and that ignorance is creating your suffering. So every single thing you've ever experienced has some nature, more or less, of suffering.
Mm-hmm. Then what is the second type of the Sherab Parol to Chinpa, right? Of wisdom of perfection of wisdom. Second type is textural. So all the books, all the classes on perfection of wisdom, verbal or written, that unerringly presents the ideas, the Mahayana path and the results of it. This is positive, meaning there is something, it's not a negative thing. Changing, caused, destroyable, physical or verbal, right?
The books.
The books.
The first one is
the tapes, right? You were getting the tapes.
Yeah. Video now.
Verbal, blah, blah, blah. Now, what you hear now. The YouTube links, can we say?
Sure, if you're learning.
100%.
If the subject is Mahayana.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Then the third one was a little bit tricky. We had to listen to it again and again because I remembered that there was some kind of misunderstanding. The third one is the perfection of wisdom of the past. And now listen attentively. It is defined as the wisdom of a bodhisattva, which is imbued with both an extraordinary form of the method and wisdom. So does it mean only when I see emptiness directly do I have this perfection of wisdom of the past? Actually, no. This is a mental, positive, changing thing, which perishes, and it is created each moment with my mind changing each moment. And it means that you can be in direct perception of emptiness, but also you can be on the second path with intellectual perception of emptiness, indirect, right?
Right. So method, which is bodhicitta, and wisdom, which is correct view. And
no, method and
method and wisdom. Yep. Method is bodhicitta, and wisdom would be correct view.
Method and wisdom.
Or you could say wisdom and method.
Okay. Yeah. So it's mind of bodhisattva imbued with wisdom and method.
Right? And we're saying here that it can be an intellectual understanding.
Yeah. So basically, you should have bodhicitta and practice 6 perfections, which are 3.5 of them. First 3.5, they're about method, and 2.5 are about wisdom.
Mm-hmm. The fourth one's the good one.
The fourth one is the best.
The real one.
Nothing to do anymore.
Yeah, school's out for summer.
Yeah. So drebu, right? The drebu is a Tibetan for a fruit.
The path of no more.
The result. Yeah, the result in perfection of wisdom.
An omniscient Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
The true perfection, the final ending of all ignorance.
Also mental, positive, changing thing that is created from moment to moment.
And I think you would also have to say that, by the time you get to the 8th bodhisattva level, you're seeing both ultimate reality, emptiness, and deceptive reality, your projections at the same time. And so yeah.
And only the fourth one is the real perfection of wisdom. Wisdom in the mind of an enlightened being. So the last one possesses 3 characteristics. That was a little bit difficult for me to understand, right? So the perfection of wisdom of an enlightened being has 3 characteristics. I guess we should have it on the next slide. And thank you, Tamara, for helping us with the slides today. Okay, the first one is characteristic of the basis. And this is only possessed in the minds of Buddha Aryas. The second one is characteristic of the essence. It's about non-dual wisdom. And the third one is a characteristic of being void of the object we deny. That is, anything is empty of any self-existence, right? And I think I want to talk about non-dual wisdom,
Okay.
right? So because this is one of the words that has lots of false interpretations, and one of the false interpretation is non-dual means everything is the same. You are me, you're also me, you know, you're also me. And if you say this way, then you deny the subject and object. So a perceiver, somebody who perceives, and what is perceived. And this is not the way that the non-dual wisdom is applied. When we talk about non-duality, the non-dual, what is non-dual here is the same way I come from my past actions, from my past deeds. Everything else come from my past deeds, but it does not mean that there is no perceiver and perceived. There are other connotations of non-dual wisdom when it comes to seeing emptiness directly, like they say that water poured into water, right? There is such a impression when you see emptiness directly, like what you learned before. This experience is like recognizing the actual experience, and this is how they say water poured into water, but definitely not that everything is same. Let's go to the next one, right? Then here, I mean, the two main things that we actually, there are three things, but two main words that we explain in this class. First is the perfection of wisdom, and the second is Madhyamika. So because if you understand what Madhyamika is, then you will be able to use your knowledge in order to really reach your goals. And if you do not know what middle way is, then you will fall off the cliff. And I like really the picture that we have on the slide, right?
Mm-hmm. So the two extremes, we've had this concept before. Almost everybody is in the extreme of thinking that things are self-existent. Boy, it just took me years and years. What do you mean? Because it looks so much like things have characteristics from
Their own.
that they own it, right? That like everybody who ever saw the angry boss would think the boss was angry because he was so difficult.
100%.
And so it's really hard to understand what they even mean by self-existent, because of course those characteristics are in the evil boss. So self-existent, that things have the characteristic in them, and anybody who ever saw it would always see it the way I'm seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
A pen is always a pen, regardless of whoever looks at it. And it's hard. Like, I mean, try telling people that things don't have the characteristic in it. And they don't even know where to start. It's hard. It's so ingrained into our minds. So that's one extreme. The other extreme happens after you have been studying emptiness for a while. And then you think, well, nothing exists, right? Like if I can't, particularly you get to the middle way consequence schools, the Madhyamika Prasangika, and you start like looking for things, and it's like, oh my gosh, you realize
It's not there.
you can't find it, right? And then, well, okay, well, what is there? It's like sometimes you feel like you're falling off a cliff, right? Like you're just in the middle of the air because you can't find anything.
Or like in the vacuum, something like that.
Yeah.
Isolated, alone in the whole world.
So so the other extreme is to say that nothing exists. And it it's really that things exist somewhere in the middle. They do exist as a mental projection from your mind onto a reasonable basis. What's the reasonable basis? What happens if you go looking for the reasonable basis?
It's not there.
It's not there, right? I mean, so like, is it reasonable to project are the parts that make up Bill reasonable? Well, some days, some days completely unreasonable.
Okay, that's it.
It was a joke.
Be careful.
No, I no,
Jokes.
that was a joke. Hopefully it translates. No, okay. For these purposes and these purposes only, this is always a reasonable basis. And I won't let you forget it. But if you go looking for it, you won't find it.
I mean, look at the pen, right? Is the shape reasonable? Yeah, something like that usually is the pen, right? Or
Right.
like another stuff, right? It does look like a pen. It's
Right.
completely reasonable. Like that would be not reasonable for a pen, right? Or this is not reasonable as a pen.
Yeah. Really interesting, right? Like what is subject and object? Huge conversation and a lot of fun to look at. And then, you examine it and you realize, oh, okay, things don't really exist the way I thought they do. Even intellectually, you can see it. Which is, frankly, it's a lot of fun to look at this stuff.
Yeah.
More to say on that one?
Yeah, I mean, what does it mean? Let me see which one is the. Okay, we continue with the extremes. So what I wanted to say that it is really important to understand what are those two edges of the cliff. They're also called Yota and Meta in Tibetan. And Yota is when we believe in the self-existence of the things. Like I really believe that my husband is out there self-existing without me projecting him, right? Or meta is you know what, I remember the day when I had this, I almost fall off the cliff. It was ACI class in Kiev in my friend's apartment. He was living that time in Podol, part of Kiev, and we had a class on I think it was after ACI 5, some kind of recap class. And in his apartment, it was very funny. He had frames with no paintings, like all over the apartment. There were just empty frames. And I just got into this depths of the meta of nothing exists. And I remember I asked, what, guys, does it mean you do not exist really? But what I mean really, I actually was thinking that, okay, nothing exists. I'm not sure I exist, So if you have something like that, or also you start feeling that, oh, people are not real, I'm the only person in the universe, this is a sign that you are close to fall out of the cliff. The fact that everything is your projection does not mean they're not real. They are in a way real. I mean, you can perceive them, communicate to them, hug them if you want. This is what makes them real. Your seeds, your seeds ripening and make everything around you functioning.
That was one of the things. Now, Geshe Michael did say this in Mexico City. He said, do other people exist if everything's a projection of my mind? And he said, well, yes, they are a projection of your mind. And that's why they exist.
Mm-hmm.
And they are independent minds. They function, they have independent thoughts because they're a projection of your mind. And then he said, this is the first time I've ever heard him say this. He says, your seeds are that powerful, mm-hmm. that they can do that. That the seeds that you've planted can create 8 billion independent humans on this planet with 8 billion independent thoughts, which is how you're getting, we've talked about karma doubling every 24 hours. And then if you're familiar with the math behind that, you end up with some kind of like unimaginable number pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. Well, that's how you're creating 8 billion people and more. It's because karma multiplies that much. That's how you're doing it. And so, anyway, yes, everybody's coming from your projection.
And this is why.
And yes, they are independent.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to draw your attention here to the quote that Jetson Kappa, Geshe Michael uses Jetson Kappa's quote from The Illumination of the True Thought. Actually, it's a big, big, big book. When I studied this, I had no idea, honestly, what are those books. I mean, just names and quotes, what we have for reading in the course. But actually, that's a book like probably about 2,000 pages in English. And it has been translated by Geshe Michael. It's a unbelievable book by Jetson Kappa about 10 bodhisattva levels. Every level is described in great amount of detail. So maybe you will want to read this book once. I can give it to you if you will be nice to me. Because I have it.
How about if I just be reasonable?
Be reasonable. Good enough.
So one of the things that talking about the extremes, it's if you think that the example that Geshe Michael used was money. So
let's give another example because they can listen to Geshe Michael.
Well, I kind of like the money example because, because it's going somewhere with that.
Okay, do the money example. I will think about something else.
So he was saying that if you're falling into the extremes, one extreme or the other, if you think that money is coming from anything other than generosity, that you think, okay, well, in America, people think I go to the office and I work hard, or I go to the construction site and I work hard, and that's why I get paid. People from this school are going to say, well, the proof that that's not the cause is that there are 1 billion people in India going to work, and they work hard and they make almost nothing for it. And
if they make $10, they think it was a great day.
Yeah, a teacher would make a highly paid teacher would max out at $200 a month, max pay. And so if hard work were the cause for money, those people would make I don't know,
Okay.
more.
We can have the next slide, please.
And so it's interesting because we've seen it in our personal life that people that we've helped with these ideas have applied it and have made. Well, we just met somebody 2 weeks ago that they came up. We were in Mexico City, and they said, "Hey, I used your advice and made $1 million last year. Like not a million grivna, but $1 million." And I mean, this person lived in a country where $1 million goes a really long way. And I mean, we've seen people do that, right? Like once they understand where money comes from, they're able to do it and do it quickly, right? And to the point where it's obvious, like they're excited. They say, "Hey, I was generous and it came back quickly." And so, they didn't think that money came from a job, or they didn't think that money came from stealing stuff, or taking it from people, or they didn't think that nothing mattered at all either. Which would be, like if you fell to the extreme of nothing exists, then you could say, well, I'm going to steal and then maybe I'm going to get something, right? Because morality
lie about in your business, right? To your customers, exaggerate greatly.
So that's anytime you think money is coming from something other than generosity, you're falling into one of the extremes. So it's a lot more subtle than what you would think, right? It's if you're not an Arya, if you haven't had the direct perception of emptiness, you're doing it pretty much constantly.
Yeah, and we were talking about Bill's meditation course that he is creating, and there were people who were saying, like, I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to plant those seeds, like to participate in a project for financial freedom when I need money. And it's like when you really understand how it functions, it sounds like crazy because there is nothing else that can help you. I mean, you have a problem with not getting your partner. You will never get one if you don't go to help another lonely person. Never ever. Completely impossible. Problem with money, you will never get money if you will not share your resources. Problems with war conflicts, if you are still angry and you still think that you can yell at other people or like be constantly a little bit unhappy about everything, criticize other people, even in your mind, it will never stop. It's impossible.
I had something I was going to say, but then it just moved right on. Okay. Looking at the American in the picture, it's distracting me.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's a very good picture because it is distracting so much. And the only reason why you can behave this way, if you think that there are no connections between stuff that you see and yourself, like there is I can have food because I'm eating, not because I'm giving away to somebody else, right? I'm getting money because I am lying, not because I was generous in the past.
Two thoughts. One is, if you don't have money, it gets to be hard to be generous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up in these downward cycles where it's like, okay, I'm poor, so I'm going to steal. And then you have more problems with it. And so, yeah, that's why you see countries, neighborhoods, and cities, like people have problems with it. And so then they steal and the problems get worse.
Mm-hmm.
It can also go the other way. So I show up to work and I work hard and I make a lot of money. And then people say, well, that's why I've got money, is because I worked hard. And then uh, sometimes you'll see it run out on them. People will show up to work. You see it in executives. Uh, they'll show up, they'll be the big boss, they'll make some money, then they'll become difficult, because they have the magic answer for how to make money. And then they'll start yelling at their employees and, criticizing people. And when it gets to that stage, usually they don't last long either before they get fired.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it happen at American Airlines. The president in the 80s had a lot of success. The airline survived when it shouldn't have. And then by the 90s, he was kind of full of himself, and he didn't take care of the employees. And he was always fighting with them, and basically ended up getting forced out of the company. And so you can have problems on either end. So if you're in the middle, you're actually kind of in a good place because your mind's open.
Mm-hmm. I also wanted to say that if you really understand that everything comes from your past actions, right? It's not the immediate action that brings you the result. Like you can lie and get money because you cheated on your customer or something, or you can be honest and get money. It doesn't matter because it is not the immediate reaction to what you are doing. What you're doing right now is just planting seeds. So you can, by understanding these two extremes, you can liberate yourself from lying completely in your life. And it feels perfect. It feels magical when you just have no reason at all to lie ever. And this is the understanding of these principles is the source of infinite money on the planet. I mean, infinite resources, because it's not that Russia, China, and the US have all the resources. No, all the resources are coming from you being generous to other people. The only way to get money is to give it away wisely. Do not give everything, right? Responsibly, and only to high karmic objects. Like for me, it's definitely Geshe Michael. And the only thing that is missing on this planet for everybody to live comfortably is me giving not enough resources to other people. That's it. There is no other issues with this. And yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? If this is true, if all wealth in the world, however many trillions it is, if all wealth in the world is coming from generosity, then it's not limited. Like everybody could be comfortable theoretically, and not just theoretically. Eventually, they will be, because all of their lack of resources is coming from ignorance, and eventually, the ignorance will lose. So it's not like there's a limited amount of resources out there that we have to fight over, and I have to get my piece.
We can have another slide. So first extreme was grasping to self-existence, and the other one is when you are taught emptiness incorrectly, and then you grasp to the extreme of non-existence, and you think, oh, okay, if it does not exist independently on myself, then it doesn't exist at all and nothing matters. Next slide. Nothing matters, and I can do whatever I want. Tamara is sleeping. Next slide, please. Thanks. Yeah. So this is when I think that because nothing is real, then nothing matters. And the problem is what we think may be not correct. Either one of the extremes is not correct, but by thinking that this extreme is correct, we plant lots of bad seeds, because in the case of nothing exists at all, then we think everything is an illusion, doesn't matter, then we do not care to keep our morality, ethics, and yeah, of course, it's not a good idea either, right? So the problem is, I think we can stop slides for a while, is the only way to get to the goal this lifetime is to stop those two extremes, right? What will happen if you do? Then you will eliminate bad seeds that you plant following natural reactions. As I like every time Geshe Michael explains how it feels to Arya to be in this world. It's like a little bit madhouse where people are doing exactly the opposite from what can bring them any kind of happiness. So I want to have more money, then I'm stealing or not paying timely or not giving enough, then of course I'm getting less and less.
Yeah, it can be pretty persistent, right? Like somebody can come into this lifetime and
because
they're projecting karma, pushes them into this world, and it will be fairly consistent for their whole life. And that's where we get into trouble, is because people don't see the relationship between the cause and the inevitable result. But we've seen it when people understand this process and really start working it. I mean, like we've seen just many, many, many examples of people fixing health problems, relationship problems, money problems, and there's really patterns. It really becomes quite clear, like why some people are having success and other people aren't.
And how you fix the desire realm, this is the way, right? You understand the deep connection, you understand the worldview, and the absence of deep logic when you think that after is because, right? Because of the time gap, we are not capable of seeing the real causes of the situation. We cannot trace it because it can be 10 years apart, 20 years apart. And we think our mind is anxious when we do not understand something. So it tries to find an explanation, like, why? Why does it happen? Or probably because it happened, I don't know, I received a salary increase after I lied that I did something. Oh, probably this is related. Okay, I will make an impression on my boss next time and I will also get salary increase. Something like that. Or, I don't know, If somebody has cockroaches, then to kill them is a cause to get rid of them, right? No. So this is the tragedy of the samsaric mind. We try to find how to explain the situation, and 100% of times we are wrong, unless we heard these teachings and we know about karmic correlations.
How empty is empty? We've seen people do things that would be impossible, like literally impossible. We've seen people with terminal cancer, like final stage terminal cancer, recover. I mean, we've seen people make, like, I tried to calculate the odds. It's like
150,000, you said.
Well, okay, no, it's 1 in 100,000 to get rid of stage 4 cancer. But then for money, one person we know who used this knowledge, made so much money that it was even more rare than curing yourself of stage 4 cancer. It was something like they made tens of millions in a matter of months. And then if you look on a worldwide basis, well, like, what is the chances of that? There's only it's like less than 1 in a million people will do it. Mm-hmm. And so, you start talking odds like that. I mean, it's basically impossible, right? I mean, you're more likely to get hit by lightning than something like that.
Okay, so this is how to fix the whole realm. And then what exactly will help us? So we can have another slide. How exactly we can fix our worldview? Jetson Kappa has a suggestion for us. Jetson Kappa and the whole higher middle way school. They say that there are two things that prevent us from falling into these two extremes. One is understanding of dependent origination. It's actually in the three principal paths based on which we have ACI 1, right? So what is helpful? How to think about this dependent origination?
I'm going to go back to the previous question just quickly.
Okay.
So the desire realm, and I'm going to, before I forget it, you're not going to fix the desire realm. You're not going to fix samsara. So, is it good to have money? If you use it right. Is it good to be healthy? Absolutely. The goal isn't to fix samsara. The goal is to get out of it altogether, because everything here ultimately is, it's a constructed thing. It won't last. So I just wanted to make that clear, that we're not here to help you become a better consumer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so going back to the question 4, there are two lines by Jetson Kappa that if you understand it, then it's about dependent origination, and it prevents one of the two graspings, right? Mm-hmm. Of one of the two extremes. So the verse is actually, in addition, the appearance prevents the existence extreme emptiness, that of non-existence. What does it mean? It means understanding of emptiness, understanding that no object has any true existence. That means emptiness. Keeps us from the extreme of grasping that things exist in an ultimate way. So
the other way around. Emptiness helps you understand that things, if you understand emptiness, it helps you understand that
things do not exist the way they look like.
It helps you understand that it's not the case that things don't exist.
Yeah. So basically, they do not exist in a conventional understanding of emptiness, helps you to understand things do not exist in a conventional way, right? You can get rid of thinking that things are the way they appear.
I think you got that backwards. The dependent origination helps you understand that things don't exist conventionally.
Yep.
Understanding emptiness helps you understand that things do not exist. Okay.
I was thinking I said the same.
It can be quite technical as how you're describing it.
Yeah, so to prevent grasping to self-existence, you need to understand what? Projections, right? So dependent origination, right?
I'll agree with that.
So, and then if you think, okay, because it's my projection, nothing exists, we say, no, you should understand emptiness, because things are empty of self-existent, and this is why they exist, because they are being nothing else than a projection of your own seeds. Was it clear?
Yeah. I think that's, these are two sides of the same coin, right? Emptiness, it's a negative, right? It's an absence, but you can describe it as a blank screen, like a movie screen in a movie theater. And then dependent origination is your mind projecting an image onto that screen. And they go together. Both of them go together. You don't get the projection without the screen.
And you do not have a screen without something projected on it.
Yeah, there's no movie to watch without something getting projected onto the screen.
Yeah, I remember I had at some time I was like, oh, everything is a blank screen, right? Maybe some of you also have the same problem that I had before. I was like, oh, I was focused on the blank screen without really remembering that there is no blank screen really without something, because emptiness is always related to an object. Something should be empty of.
Yeah, and the Aryas will tell you, okay, well, this is a pen. It's made out of plastic for me right now. Could it be gold? Yeah, it could be gold. If now I can't change it like that, but I think it's possible that this blank screen where I'm projecting plastic, I think I could project gold if I understood the process well enough onto it. And that's pretty dramatic, right?
Okay. And if you are not yet completely confused now, I mean, if you are confused now, I hope you will feel better, because I really love the fourfold statement for the middle way made by Pabonka Rinpoche.
This is the easy statement.
For me, what do you want, my love? We are not...
I want to see if people left.
Okay. No, they didn't.
Okay. Very good. People stayed.
I think because mostly they are interpreters and technical specialists.
So the staff's still here. The staff and the crickets.
Okay. By the way, you can write down if it was not clear what we talked about. We tried to be clear, but who knows, it's not the easiest subject in the ACI courses.
I don't think it's really that hard, honestly.
It's not that hard, but the quotes are confusing, to be honest.
The technical terms can be, but the basic idea is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming a dream.
You're clear. Okay, great.
Great.
So the last verse is my favorite one by Bulgarian Rinpoche. To distinguish, he says that there are two statements in this verse. Like he says, next slide, please. Nothing exists naturally, meaning from its own side, but it doesn't mean that nothing exists at all. Everything exists in the name only or conventionally without existing naturally from its own side. So basically he says nothing exists naturally from its own side, but it doesn't mean that nothing exists at all. If it's not independent on me, then it doesn't mean that it does not exist. It can exist dependent on me, right? Then everything exists in the name only as a projection, or conventionally, he says, but without existing naturally. It doesn't mean it exists independently on me, on its own, from its own side, self-standing. What else?
By definition.
By definition.
Really.
Really, yeah.
There's probably a couple more if we keep digging.
Yeah, okay. Alona says difficult, but you made it to be understandable. However, needs time to be clear. So basically, there are two things about this real, whether it exists or doesn't exist. Thing can exist without being real. So thing can exist, and it exists because I'm projecting it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's like when it can function for me without being real, self-existent. It can be real in terms of functioning. What is an example? My body is my projection. And if I will, I don't know, jump out of the high-rise building, my projection will be broken, right? And I will maybe die, maybe I will get to a hospital. All of that, hospital, a jump, my body, all of that is my projection. It exists only out of my seeds, not without me. But it hurts. It can kill me. The projections can be pleasant. They can kill me. So the reason why people they got confused with the highest Madhyamika Prasangika is because they confuse real, or another word for real will be self-existent, with functioning. There is nothing real in the, that's a joke, in the reality. There is nothing real, meaning self-existent, but everything is functioning. I can use this pen. It is not real. It is functioning. It comes from me. I can write. This is also real. It's a projection. I have one projection for the pen, another for the ink, another for my hand, another for the trace that is left. You see? Boom, 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 seeds, 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 pictures, 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 pictures. It's not on its own. It's not self-existent. Comes from me, functioning. I feel it, real. I have a real perception, and there is nothing but my perceptions. And I never had anything but my perceptions.
You want to go deeper?
Oh, I don't know even. If
Uh,
this was not deep enough for you guys, wait.
well, it's interesting because things only function because they're not self-existent.
Mhm.
If they were self-existent, they couldn't change. The quality would be in them. And things can only change because the characteristics that you see in them are coming from you. If it was in them, if it was always a pen for everybody who ever saw it, it could never be a chew toy, right? But because it's coming from your projections, it can change. And because it can change, it can function. It can go from ink inside to ink outside. And that's what it's a functioning thing. It's a changing thing. And it can change because the characteristics aren't in it, which is cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like what you see around you, good news.
The good and bad news.
Testament.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Good news, you can change it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. Let me see.
Do we want to see people? How much time do we have? Have we taken? How much time have we taken?
We are doing great.
Hour 12?
And this is the shortest class in the whole ACI 6.
This is a great course. ACI 6 is really, and again, I know I've been saying it, but get the Diamond Cutter Sutra book and read it.
Which you forgot to bring.
Well, it's because it's on my bedside table because I was reading it. Do you want me to, here, I'll go get it. I'll be right back.
You can get from here. There is one more here, up here.
It's
Yeah, okay. I have it in Russian also. I was one of translators many years ago, and we have a plan to translate it into English or into Ukrainian maybe this year. And I know it was translated into Spanish, not sure about Vietnamese, so check it out if you have it in your language.
I keep putting every time I get to some place where there's an interesting footnote. I'll put a new bookmark in there, and I'm like, oh, I got to talk with Ina about that. That's really cool. Because it's like, again, it's like, in video games, they have the Easter eggs, right? Like you find them. And so here in the books, you get Easter eggs in the book. It's like, oh, okay. Well, that's where that's coming from, or, the reference. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to read. And what else? Do you want to answer a question or two if people have them?
Yeah, I think we can answer a question. If you have any questions to us, we have probably 5 minutes, and then we will let you go because we want to be good teachers that everybody likes because we finish early. Especially, we won't keep our translators. We don't want them to run away. If you said or Claudia is asking, did Geshe Michael said that he did it only once because of the audience? Yes, because of the audience.
Yeah, I can tell you definitively he said radically different things to different people at different times.
Yeah. I think we don't have more questions, which is fine with us.
We broke them.
Maybe. Yeah, usually people do have questions. Maybe they just should think about it. Oh, there is one question. If I have that, then it's not self-existent, right? It means there are reasons for your debt, and
well, and we've seen people who had crushing amounts of debt, like gonna lose their house, amounts of debt, and they've had it disappear on them.
yeah,
Like why? Like, do banks just forgive the fact that you owe them $500,000 and forget about it? Well, maybe. If you have the right seeds, right? I mean, so we've seen that happen to people.
Vika is asking how then Tonglen helps other people. How does it work? That's your subject, my love. You are a master of Tonglen.
I've done it a lot. I don't know if I'm a master of it. You're planting seeds, right? Like if you see somebody else who's sick, that's the movie you made, right? That's your projection. A Buddha would be looking at that same person and seeing, at the very least, like what a ninth level bodhisattva is, like the least that they can see. I mean, a Buddha wouldn't be seeing a cancer patient, right? And so by doing Tonglen, there's two different things. There's one, I remember when I first got taught Tonglen, it was by a monk I admire a lot. A man, and they asked him,
does it work?
Yeah, can I really help? Can I really help the person with the Tonglen? And his response was, well, if you have a close enough karmic connection, which is another way to say
motivation, right? Past seeds.
Yeah, if it's up to you, right? Like it's your. He didn't get too deeply into it because it was an audience that was relatively new to the idea. But yeah, uh, if your karma is good enough, you can heal people with Tonglen. I mean, that's why when you study emptiness, it seems possible that Jesus could go, not only possible, it's almost inevitable that Jesus could go around healing people, right?
And walk on water.
And walk on water and change water to wine and even bring the dead back to life. It's that dramatic.
If it is coming from you, if you learn how it functions, how you create this reality, then you have to be able to do all this stuff, right?
Wouldn't it be fun? I mean, wouldn't it like dream of just walk into the children's cancer center and like
touch everybody,
go home, go play,
enjoy.
Yeah, take it.
Okay, I like the next question. I expected for it. Fortunately, they don't ask me, they ask you, did you say emptiness directly?
Oh, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to figure out what people have done. It's
but it's good idea to always ask, right?
Yeah,
see what they will say.
I've known people who have said they've done it. I don't believe they've done it. There are people who have not said they've done it,
and I think they did.
And I think they did. It'll drive you crazy trying to figure out what's in somebody else's mind. And then, I mean, you don't really even know. I would say that if you're trying to figure out what somebody has done, you look at like Geshe Michael, right? Does he look like somebody who's had the direct perception of emptiness? Does he
crazy enough?
Does he behave like somebody who's had the direct perception of emptiness? That will give you confidence. Like I could say, people say they've done one thing or the other, and It's really,
He will tell you no.
well, well, Geshe Michael won't tell you no. I mean, Geshe Michael said yes. And I do think that there's more people than just Geshe Michael that have had the direct perception of emptiness.
Mhm.
I don't think he's the only one on the planet.
What I heard from people who I suspect of having direct perception of emptiness, they said when you see it, you know immediately why it's a bad idea to tell people about it.
Mm. Yeah. I do think it's a reasonable goal. I do think you can do it. And Geshe Michael has said that it takes about the amount of effort as it would to be a master at the piano or, another musical instrument or, to get really good at a sport. I mean, that's what it's going to take. But I think you can do it. The difficulty with it is that it's not as easy to visualize as, I'm going to run a marathon. Well, I mean, you can see that, right? Or I'm going to play the piano really well. You can hear that. It's harder with the direct perception of emptiness. You can't directly see it, but
another question. Actually, we have two questions in different languages about the same, about mental illnesses. What are the karmic correlations and what seeds to plant to have a sharp, happy mind, clear mind? You want me to answer?
yeah, that's definitely more.
So something that I try to explain to people, that same thing can be different things for different people. And if you read the all kinds of Karma Sutra, maybe you noticed how it is phrased. Like it is phrased like a perception. Like I perceived myself as poor. I perceived myself as wealthy. Right? It's not that I am wealthy, objectively, right? So when you see somebody having mental issues, it does something to you. So how do you name it? Like, okay, she has bipolar issue or something. What does it do to me? And there will be always two flavors, like something that you name it, it's something that you feel towards it. So if you name it mental illness, then the best antidote is to study emptiness. If it's not you, if it's somebody else, it doesn't matter, because mentally ill people are still coming from my seeds, right? It's like the seed can be ripened and I perceive myself as mentally impaired, or a seed can ripen and I can see other people mentally impaired. So the best seed to plant as an antidote is to study ACI 6 and read the Diamond Cutter Sutra, maybe come to Mixed Nuts classes, participate in these classes, do the Good Night Book Club is very important. And another flavor would be if it's like what it does to you, like I don't know, let's take as an example, like somebody who I love is mentally impaired and I am getting scared or something, there will be another flavor to what you have to do. Like scared, think about if you do something to other people that scares them, or also lying can plant the seed of having fear. So this is how you trace what you planted.
One thing I will say on the goals, is it possible? Ian and I will teach the 18 ACI courses. It's one of our major life goals. We'll teach the 18 advanced courses. It's one of our major life goals. And then the plan is to go into a 3-year retreat after that, because I believe the goals are possible. And
there is nothing to do anyway.
and
I mean, what, get old and die?
And I will say this, it's still my goal to get, I'm not enlightened. It is my goal to get enlightened in this lifetime. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. And so, I'm convinced it's a valid path. And we're doing what we're doing because it's our goal to reach enlightenment in this lifetime. So haven't done it yet, but it is our goal.
I want also to share with you, once I asked also Geshe Michael how you will know that you're close to see emptiness directly. And he gave several ideas. First, if you're close, then everything that is about emptiness is sexy for you. You're like, oh, emptiness. Oh, I want to read about it. Oh, direct perception. If he's an Arya, if she is an Arya, maybe everybody, And then he says that the seed of having to the direct perception yourself and seeing another person close to you having direct perception is too close. You will see it first, but maybe you will know about somebody who is close to you who has done it. But don't count on it. If you will be really close, you may suspect more people around you that have done it, or you can think, oh, this is why he said what he said. Probably this is what it means. You connect the different pieces of information in a different way. So even the fact that we know definitely about Geshe Michael, that's already a big deal, So don't try to figure out if self-existing people around you have seen emptiness directly. Try to move yourself as close as possible, and maybe you will figure out that everybody did, who knows. Okay, that's it. This is the end of the class. Thank you, translators. Thank you, technical team. Please close your eyes. You should carry all those seeds with you, especially if you were translating or helping other people to hear this teaching. Close your eyes and think about 90 multiplied by 60 by 60 by 65 seeds you have just planted. Visualize all those shiny, nice, beautiful seeds in your heart. And with the exhale, give it away, give all of them away to everybody who needs it. Dedicate all those seeds to every living being, to see yourself in a perfect world, having this perfection of wisdom in your mind. Dedicate for nobody to fall off the cliff into one of two extremes. Go back to your breathing, open your eyes, and see you tomorrow for the last class in the ACI 6. Thank you, everybody who is doing classes.
Are we going to do a review class on 11?
We will later.
All right.
Because we need a break. Okay, thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye.